gateways, and it ended up costing him in the end. So either way, Whirlwind is now live. Match point for this man, the red Protoss player in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, SKMC! And his opponent, one map away from the top four, the WCS Korea champion. He is Dia!
And we can keep on talking how amazing Deer's PvP is, but the sickest thing is also that he just keeps switching it up, because he is so good mid-game, he is so extremely good late-game, but now he's also showing us that he's not afraid to bust out something crazy like a 10-gate. And you know, if you're able to do all that stuff at once, Ben, well, then you're definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Very versatile, strong player. Have to be.
Both players going more economic this game, as we can see, dropping the gate at 13 supply. Man, it feels like we barely started this series and it's 2-0 for Deer.
Yeah, just like that. Now, I absolutely expect MC to bounce back. I don't know. It's so hard to win 3 in a row against the GSL champion. I don't know if he can do that, but this I would be so surprised if this were a 3-0.
With the amount of tournament experience that MC has under his belt, I'm sure that he came back from being down 0-2 multiple times in his career. So, you know, you're just going to have to pretend like it's 0-0, Ben, and you want to clean sweep your opponent.
Yep. That's all you can do. Got to keep your mind clear. MC is scouting in the right direction here on Whirlwind. So that's a
minor victory. That's like, yeah, I'm back into it. I've got this.
The first centimeter of the many kilometers he needs to cover.
Look at you, Ben. You guys are clapping, but Ben doesn't even know what a centimeter is.
I know it's less than a kilometer.
It's something.
MC does get the good scout, but it's not going to tell him a whole lot. This is looking very standard here on Whirlwind.
Yep. The only difference was that MC took both assimilators at the same time, and Deer decided to take his one at a time. It's mostly a personal preference thing. I don't think it has a major impact on what you want to do. Of course, some builds you're going to need a lot of gas early on, but at this phase of the game, it's impossible to say why players did what they're doing.
Yep. Probe continues to dance around. Zealot will give chase, but this guy's going to be here until the Stalker comes out. Deer's scout a little bit later, but it will still be able to see the same that MC has seen.
This is already a nice scout though for Deer, because he sees the second gateway, he also sees that the cybernetics core is spinning. It's very possible that MC is going to do an economic 3-gate, you know, the build that we keep talking about that Arthur loves to do. And we saw Hero busting it out now and then as well. He did it in the round of 16, I believe. He did it in the round of 8 as well against Oz. It didn't go that well for him, but it's a strong build because A, you can get a quick win with it, and B, if it doesn't work well, you're not necessarily dead. You're going to have some map control and your economy shouldn't be horrible.
It can transition so long as you do something.
Yep.
And we see the Stargate and 2 more gates going down for Deer. What is he going to do with this? MC still just working on 2 gateways.
He's getting a proxy pylon as well, so it seems like Deer wants to be at least semi-aggressive or figure out what's going on, perhaps hoping that MC was going for a 1-gate fast expand.
Now,
but
we've seen some very cool games with 3-gate Oracle play.
I'm very surprised. Yeah, it was a different matchup though.
You're right, but they were still cool.
They were very cool, Ben. Now this is going to be really important. The first Stalker skirmish is going to go in MC's favor. As he has 3 Stalkers, he will be easily able to out-micro these units. Doesn't take any real damage either. Well, a little bit, but still very good micro here. It's a start, but he doesn't know about the Stargate. And what is MC going to do with his 2 gates? Okay, he's going to expand from this, and that's a little dicey.
Could be tough. It is an Oracle opening. A second
that's
Oracle
a great
is
scout,
on the
though.
way. Did he see the Stargate?
Yeah, he sees the Oracle.
Oh,
and most of the time when you see an Oracle,
there is a Stargate.
Yeah. Unless something is very wrong with the map. If that happens, guys, just Alt F10.
Hey, you know,
you don't want to play.
Could always be a hallucination.
Wow, so smart.
Oracle makes his way into the main, where it will be chased away by a Stalker or a few Stalkers and a few sentries.
MC has a small economic lead. His expand is going to be a lot quicker as well,
man.
but Deer wants to get aggressive.
I'm getting nervous, Kev.
With Deer, we can never say if he wants to expand from this or not. He's saving up a lot of minerals, but he's still whopping in aggressively as well. Perhaps he's going to try to force field MC out and then turn it into a macro game.
Or maybe he wants to draw MC out and then keep him out.
Oh.
So that the Oracles can do
Wow.
damage in the main base.
Got force field MC?
Here we go. This Nexus, oh man, another aggressive pylon. Nexus comes under fire immediately. MC is going to have, there's no way for him to get down that ramp. He has to cancel this.
Yep. The Nexus is not going to finish up in time. And I love the small things that Deer brings in a Sentry with this as well. Just makes it impossible for MC to somehow buy time for himself. But Deer has to know that he's not going to...
Yeah. Anything you can force field, I can force field better. And these players... Oh!
No, don't do that. Man.
It's a funny warping.
Those Sentries were pushing each other down the ramp. That's not where you want to go, Sentry.
49 supply to 45. Deer has successfully denied MC's expansion, and he is sending a probe down to his own natural expand. So he will be taking the economic lead.
This is such a weird PvP already. MC with a small economic lead. He's throwing down the Twilight Console, while on the other end of the on the side of the map, we can see Deer throwing down the Nexus.
Oracle just continues to dance around it. We're looking for openings. MC behind this is starting his blink. Photon overcharge used on the Oracle. This is gonna. Oh, okay.
That's weird.
That's
nice pick up there for MC, getting the Oracle.
now, Kevin, let's not forget. MC can see how many minerals Deer can see how many minerals MC mines now.
Yeah, that's pretty important. We want to know. You know what would be really? We have seen MC make some crazy calls back in the days, man. You remember IEM against Mana on Metalopolis?
Yeah.
One of the craziest calls I've ever seen. I wouldn't be surprised if MC just goes full YOLO swag for 20, runs down this ramp and force fields these units in. But if Deer is looking and he drops a good force field, you know, then it's all over. Nope. Okay, Deer is not going to take that risk. He's like, you know what? I don't want to find myself in that position.
Getting out of here, and MC will, I guess, accept.
Also on the right moment, MC, like 70 seconds to go till Blink, and then Deer's just like, you know, this might be the moment that Blink is getting close to finishing up. I mean, he lost the Oracle, but he did drop Revelation, and he did, you know, he saw Chrono Boost was being spent.
The Stargate continuing to produce here for Deer. He's making Void Rays. MC has seen it with that good Hallucinate Scout. Robo's also done for Deer.
MC is going to drop the Nexus as well, which I like a lot. You know, it would have been possible if he tried to make something happen with those Blink Stalkers and trying to make something happen with aggressive force fields, but it would have been so risky. There was Photon Overcharge, there was a Void Ray. Deer has Sentries as well. You know, banking on the fact that Deer makes bad force fields, not a good bet to make.
Stalker's going to make their way up the ramp into the natural expansion of Deer. MC's got to be careful. He does have Blink, and he will reveal it.
This is a pretty bad army to deal with Blink, because MC can basically do this a couple of times, as long as there are no immortal... Okay.
Well, asking you shall receive.
There you go, guys. It's been a long day as well.
All right. 72 supply both ways. Still a pretty even game in spite of it. The army of Deer does look a little bit more formidable with the Immortal. But economically, these guys are neck and neck. Robotics Bay going down for Deer. What is MC going to follow this up with? Charge out Archon?
I think, basically, I think he's just going to turn this into a very normal PvP. Try to make something happen with these Blink Stalkers. Prismatic Alignment being used immediately. Saw how quick he pulled back that Void Ray. It's just like, wow. Can someone check his PC? Was that actually there? You've seen those crazy videos, right? With those.
He's very clearly using a
Automaton 2000.
Must be. Right now, the Immortal production has just begun for MC. He's working on his Forge upgrades too.
I like this. He's gonna get high ground vision, but Deer's so
this is a dangerous game, man.
Deer's like, what's up? MC's like, okay.
Maybe later. Maybe later.
5 Stalkers are going to try to run into the natural, but with this Immortal here, it's hard to make something happen. Deer is just so solid, man. He just doesn't leave any openings. Even when it all looks so simple and it all looks so standard, it's just a
MC's
wall
trying
you
to
can't
create
break.
openings too, Kevin. Deer's just shutting it down at every turn. 92 supply for each of these guys. Deer is obviously not letting up at all in Game 3. Wants to make it a 3-0. Thermal Lance will be finishing up in it'll be a little while still.
3 additional gates going down, 47 workers on either side. It's been a while since Deer has been producing probes. You think he's going to go for it with 2-3 Colossus? Some Wings of Liberty magic once more?
Why not?
Okay, he's going to drop a Twilight, so now it's a little less likely. I think he's just playing it safe, perhaps worried about what's going on the other side of the map, but he's actively scouting as well.
And sees the extra gateways that MC has in production, as well as the Templar Archives.
Yep.
It will be Zealot Archon Immortal for MC. Deer will have Colossi in the mix.
Deer has a probe as well. Wouldn't be surprised if he drops a pylon. No, not today.
Not this time.
MC really wants to make something happen with these Blink Stalkers. Of course, Stalkers are pretty cool and awesome, but in a big fight, they just don't really provide a DPS that you're looking for, and they also die very quickly. So MC would rather put them to good use by picking off a couple of probes, but Deer is just not giving him the chance to do anything like that.
He's going to chase these Stalkers away, and behind it, Deer's going to drop his own third base. So we're going to have this game's going to play out a little bit further.
Yeah. MC has a small worker lead. I feel that his third base was a little bit quicker as well, even though it's pretty identical. The army of Deer is much more intimidating, though. Even though
catches a couple units here in the middle of the map.
Eye for an eye. Lol. Where did that come from? Talking about a slow death.
MC forced to blink away. Kevin, I can't help shake the feeling that Deer's army is just a little bit better.
Yeah, we shouldn't underestimate Immortal Archon, though. I mean, it's kind of the future, or it's been the trend in PvP for a long time. Time Warp is crucial. The engagement is going to be so important. If Deer is able to protect those Colossus in the way that he is supposed to, then it's going to be very hard, because they are going to melt those Zealots immediately. But if those Immortals can somehow connect with the Colossi, then everything is going to be different. But I do agree with you, Ben. I still believe that Colossi are king as long as there's no Tempest transition on the way. And I think that Deer knows this, and I can't see Deer making a mistake and exposing his Colossi. So perhaps MC is going to try to create an opening once more.
Yep.
And well,
he is creating a Warp Prism. The first player in this game to do so. Deer just continuing to scout around with Zealots, spots that completed third expansion.
MC active with the majority of his army on the south side of the map, and he's going to send most Stalkers north. Oh, those two Immortals, he might be able to pick those off, though.
Could be. They are very exposed. It would be a commitment.
Yeah, it's a scary blink to make, and I can't blame MC for not doing it. He would definitely lose a couple of Stalkers in the process as well, as those Immortals would one-shot the low HP ones.
4 Immortals to 3.
Oh, it's so tense.
3 Colossi to 0. Man, this could go either way. 152 overall supply for Deer. MC has powered ahead in the army supply. Oh, a little bit of an engagement here as Colossi will get some free shots. MC's forced to recall out. At the same time, he does blink up into that third base, though, and he will gladly accept the donation of 2 Immortals. And at the same time, unloading the Warp Prism in the main. MC in 3 places at once. He's going to lose these Stalkers, but how much damage will he do over here in the main? Now, Deer's going to recall. Wow, that's a great defense.
Oh, that's so smart, but they are making it look easy, cleaning up these Zealots as well. Didn't really lose too many probes.
MC definitely turning it on here, but Deer seems to be able to answer at every turn. Stargate is now down for MC, so maybe he's thinking about that switch into Tempest.
Oh, that's a bad place for these Zealots to be in. Probably wondering why half this Protoss army is here. Deer, even when his army is in a place when it's not supposed to be, it's in the correct position.
Yeah. When he's not where he's supposed to be, he's exactly where he's supposed to be.
Oh.
Phoenix, a single Phoenix is going to spot this Warp Prism. That's going to make continued Warp Prism harassment nigh impossible. This will get cleaned up, and the Phoenix will deal with the Prism.
Deer is pretty far out of position. MC is going to go for a big warp in. That also means that his army is going to be a little smaller on the other side of the map, but he's forcing a defensive warp in. He's buying a little bit of time, but here comes Deer with that scary Colossi army, and the Immortals are going to have to connect with these Colossi, Ben.
Oh, great position here for Deer. He's got a good angle on this Nexus. Time Warp is going to go down. Zealots do die very fast under focused Colossus fire. Archon's pushing forward. It's all down to the Immortals, Kevin, whether or not they can engage with these Colossi. Deer's doing a great job of protecting this Colossi. Void Rays also staying alive. MC's army's melting away. This one might be wrapping up. Oh, MC wants to kill these Colossi. The Immortals continue pushing forward, but they are all gonna fall. MC forced to warp in Zealots, and that's not gonna cut it against this kind of an army. Deer powers ahead in the supplies and deals a critical blow to the army of MC.
Wow, those Void Rays really paid for themselves in that fight. MC did do a lot of economic damage on the other side of the map. As you can see, he's 13 workers ahead, but is Deer going to give him the time to bounce back that he needs? Army supply is a massive lead right now for Deer, 59 against 25. Oh, and those Colossi are still alive as well, at least 2 of them. It was very close, and those Void Rays really changed the tide of that battle. Because those Immortals were about to one-shot those Colossi, and then the Void Rays suddenly cleaned up those Immortals.
Cleaned them up. MC's trying to make a couple Void Rays of his own, but he needs time, Kev, and I don't know if Deer's going to give it to him. It's 67 army supply to 35. Deer basically doubling the supply, the army supply of MC.
There's no second photon overcharge available either. There might be a time warp, but these Archons are such a good buffer for these Colossi. It's going to be very hard to get through those.
Pylon warping in on the low ground. as Deer continues to posture, no doubt preparing to deliver the killing blow. Phoenix will see the army of MC, and Deer is eager to engage it, pushing forward. MC immediately retreats to the high ground.
Oh, one of the Archons got stuck. Every unit is so important right now.
Oh, the Colossi.
Oh, that's
worth
a good
their weight
time
in gold.
warp.
That's a great time warp. One Colossus does not fall. Great control here from Deer, pulling everything back just in the nick of time. Void Ray comes forward and will kill nothing. Deer continues to push forward. The Archon count is way too high. The Colossi will finally go down to a Void Ray, but it doesn't matter, Kevin. There is way too much. Deer, GG!
Oh, this
Deer
guy.
with a 3-0 victory.